Hi, and welcome to the next Daily Devo for Tuesday, June the 30th. Today we're going to be talking about profit and loss. We're going to be starting with Matthew chapter 16, verse 26. I don't know whether I told you that in yesterday's video. Told you the verse, but that's what the verse is. And which Matthew 16:26 says, "For what is a man profited, and, or not and, for what is a man profited if he shall gain the whole world and lose his own soul? Or what shall a man give in exchange for his soul?" Okay. So in these materialistic days, many people have become enormously occupied with investments and returns, capital gains and losses, balance sheets and cash flows. This is nothing new, of course. The prevalence of covetousness is so universal in one form or another that God has to place a prohibition on it in the Ten Commandments. And if you would like to see a Ten Commandments video, look for my playlist called the Ten Commandments. And you should hear some different aspects of each Ten Commandment, one by one. So the Lord Jesus made a heart-searching comparison one day when he posed a surprising question relative to divine bookkeeping. Not even the richest of all the world could purchase one human soul, yet people often seem willing to sacrifice their souls in pursuit of riches. Is such an exchange really a sound investment? Merely to ask the question is to answer it. Ooh. So earning wealth is good, even if it's acquired honorably and by the will of God. But covering wealth and hoarding wealth are foolish sins. And here's another of many divine profit and loss statements. Proverbs 13, verse 7. "There is he that maketh himself rich, yet hath nothing. And there is he that maketh himself poor, yet hath great riches." So the true measure of profit and loss is the balance sheet kept in heaven. And one must first glean an account there. And this means coming to God empty-handed on the basis of Christ's free gift of his own riches. 2 Corinthians 8 verse 9, "Though he was rich, yet for your sakes he became poor, that yet through his poverty might be rich." So he died for us that we might live through him. So then, once our heavenly account is established, here is real investment counseling. Matthew chapter 6 verses 19 and 21. "Lay not up for yourselves treasures upon the earth, but lay up for yourselves treasures in heaven. For where your treasure is, there your heart be also." Okay. And that's it for that passage. So what's it saying? So if you lay your treasures in heaven, they will be there when you get there in eternity. So if you live a godly life, it's like in the in the video for Saturday, you saw one way is the godly way and the other way the ungodly way. So, if you're living the godly way and you're accumulating treasures, they'll be there when you get to eternity. Your treasures will be available to you in eternity. But if you do it, if you're the ungodly way, your treasures will not be there. Your treasures won't go with you when you die. So that was it for today, for Tuesday, June the 30th. I thank you. Tomorrow's passage, and before we get to that, today is the last day of June for 2020. And what a June it's been. April, May, and June have been hectic. And it's probably going to be get more hectic in the coming months. So, tomorrow starts the 1st of July. Wednesday, July the 1st. Which means July the 4th is on Saturday. 4th of July is on Saturday. So I don't know whether you've heard or not, many places aren't holding their annual fireworks. And my town was supposed to, and one report said we were still holding it. And then in the next point, is not. So, but tomorrow's passage for Wednesday, July 1st is called Light for Every Man. And once again, this is John. This is not 1 John. It's John 1:9. Not 1 John 1:9. It's John 1:9. The Gospel of John, chapter 1, verse 9, which is tomorrow's verse. So, like I said, our town was supposed to hold it this weekend or next weekend, but in the next day it was canceled again. So I don't know what we're gonna do. Which I know they're still holding another town over, Eustis. It's plans of holding it next Friday, to hold theirs. So I don't know what we're gonna do. But we may just have to go to the store and buy some fireworks and celebrate our own little 4th of July party. So I don't know. And most of the big places are going to do virtual fireworks. I don't know how we're going to do that. They're still going to put them on. Just have nobody visiting the area. But we'll figure it out. We'll figure out something to celebrate America's birthday. So I thank you. Appreciate you. I love you. Good afternoon. And I'm out.